Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Carlos, and welcome back to Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. This is Steven.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We're obviously filming from Redolessence Studio. Hope you all are well today. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be reviewing the new release from Chanel called Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Keep it right there.
Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover.
Wow. A new Chanel. A new men's Chanel. But not really.
8 years in the making.
8 years
if
in
we're
the making.
comparing it to the original. Yep,
Eau de Toilette 2010. Eau de Parfum. Am I pointing to the right one? Yes.
that's right.
2014. And then this year we get the long-awaited Parfum. Is it great? Is it good? Is it meh? We'll get to all that. Let's see. This is a 100ml bottle. Same shape and flacon as the other ones, except the Bleu de Chanel is in gold, as is the cap.
That's right.
Same magnetic cap.
Nice presentation. Never had a qualm with it. I think it looks very classy.
They say that it's meant to fit in a man's hand, like it feels like a masculine bottle. What I heard some sales associates say.
Okay, it's minimalist.
I've loved the original. I just recently got the Parfum.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy. I'll backtrack just a little bit. I wasn't a fan of Bleu de Chanel in the beginning because that's when I was first getting into niche.
Right.
And I was a bit of that niche snob that we all know.
Sure.
And I never gave it a chance. A few years later, I tried it, and I liked it, and I have a bottle.
Awesome.
So it's very mass appealing. It's very clean. It's very masculine. It's very simple, but it does what it has to do.
That's right.
So you would agree it's definitely a mass appealing type of fragrance?
Yeah, and it's one that was never really my style. I've grown to love it now tremendously. But when I first started getting into designer fragrances, shortly after I had graduated high school, I remember being in love with Angel Man by Thierry Mugler, Lolita Lempicka, both of which are on the sweet side. And I was never really a fan of the, as some might call them, the shower jelly fragrances, and I would consider this to be one of them.
I would agree. I was just asking you before, do you think it's a shower
Yeah.
gel type of fragrance? And I
do.
totally agree.
I do. But then something happened, and I said, I want to get a fragrance that people like. It's mass appealing. It has that, compliment factor about it, and this was certainly one of them.
I got decent performance out of this. I could smell myself. I've smelled other people wearing it where it just hits you in the face. The original Eau de Toilette,
Yeah.
myself and Steven and a bunch of other reviewers, we recorded at YouTube Space, New York, and we had a round table discussing all the formulations of Bleu de Chanel, and I wasn't aware that the original Eau de Toilette was reformulated. It has been, but
Yeah.
I don't know when mine is from, but I get decent performance, meaning, 5 hours, and it projects, I can smell myself.
Same here.
The Parfum, pretty much, maybe less incense.
Right.
In the original, we had some incense. We don't have... In the Parfum incense, they took out the incense in that one.
That's right.
The new Parfum has no incense either. Simple note breakdown.
No grapefruit either.
Right. Lemon zest, lavender, geranium, cedar, and sandalwood.
Wow.
These first two were composed by Jacques Polge,
That's right. Yeah.
and then his son Olivier Polge has taken over as Chanel's perfumer, and this is by Olivier Polge.
And this is actually the first men's fragrance that we see composed by Olivier Polge, with the first women's being Gabriel.
And we
So-
reviewed that together.
That's right.
So let's spray this.
We are both wearing it on skin, by the way, just to sort of get a feel for it.
It opens very citrus and zesty,
Right.
lemon zest. It doesn't really do a lot. I smell lavender, and then I don't smell the geranium, and I get a very smooth and silky woody accord,
Yeah, yeah.
which is what they were looking for.
Yeah.
he wanted to bring out more of the woody facet of this fragrance than the other notes that were previously highlighted in the original two.
Correct. So I definitely pick up on a woodsy presence as well. It definitely smells creamy to me.
Okay.
And I think the creaminess sort of creates a cohesion. It ties everything together. And not to reveal too much from our roundtable discussion, but we said it was polished. We said that it was a polished version of the original, but also the Eau de Parfum.
Now, what does polished mean? I've seen people say, what do reviewers mean when they say polished? For me, and I hate to use this word, the original is very loud and in your face and almost abrasive if overly applied.
Right.
It got a little more smoothed out in the Parfum version, and then it got completely rounded and smooth, and nothing screams in the
Right.
Parfum version. It actually wears pretty close to skin, and longevity is moderate.
I've noticed, yeah.
I can't smell myself, just a little bit, but it leaves a trail as you walk by people. So it's not a loud, intense version of the previous two. That's not what you have here. As a matter of fact, if why you love Bleu de Chanel is for the loud presence and that clubby or noticed vibe,
Yep.
this isn't for you.
Keep in mind as well, ladies and gentlemen, it's really the alcohol that allows the fragrance to jump up off your skin and evaporate and get you noticed. Whereas this one, being that it is a higher concentration of oils, you're not going to get as much of that alcohol. So it's supposed to linger longer, but not be as loud. So funny enough, when we picked up Carlos, and by we, I mean my wife and I, when we picked up Carlos from the train station today, the first thing you said when you got in the car
Did
is,
you smell me?
"Do you smell me?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." Maybe at the time I was overwhelmed by a lot of other smells. You had just purchased a coffee and the baby was
Baby's in the
doing
car.
things in the back seat. And so when you exited the car and I think I finally had a chance to refresh my palate, I was like, wait a second, I smell you. And you're like, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. I finally smell you. I don't know what it was. Maybe the wind blew it in my direction, but I was able to smell it on you. And that was right around 9:30, and you said you put it on at 7.
When we were doing the roundtable yesterday, I put it on. Actually, let me tell you some little story. I got to give you a little
Cool,
Carlosism
awesome.
here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I ordered this. I was trying to order it on Friday, trying to be one of the first, but I'm probably the 15th. We already got Tiff Benson. We already got Sebastian. Quite a few of you have put it out,
Great opinions, by the way.
and there will be tons more. He'll have one out. You'll see like 30 reviews of Bleu de Chanel Parfum before the month is out.
That's awesome.
But I ordered it on Friday. I was trying to order it on my cell phone. It wasn't going through. I clicked speak to or chat with a sales associate. They came on. I said, I'm having trouble putting this order through. She said, are you on a mobile by any chance? I said, yes. You have to go order it on a PC or a computer.
Desktop, yeah.
But for your troubles, I'm going to give you a code for free overnight shipping.
Wow.
I'm like, cool.
Good for you.
So that was Friday. In my head, I'm thinking I'm going to get it on Monday. But actually, it arrived to work on Tuesday. And I was off on that day, and we were shooting at the YouTube space.
Studios, yeah.
And I went to work to pick it up so I can do the roundtable with the fellas and everything. And that's how... that's my story of how I got this
It's
bottle.
finally in our possession. That's what matters.
I wore it yesterday to get a test feel for it, and I couldn't smell myself. I went to the restroom, which are... they're like,
Gender inclusive.
Yeah, it's guys and girls bath. I opened the door. I heard women's voices. I was like, whoa, am I in the wrong bathroom? So I go in, and the bathrooms are really cool, like stalls with wooden doors. When I was there doing what I had to do, and I said, oh, I can smell myself. Like when it was enclosed in that little space, I smelled myself.
Yeah.
So it's not a beast mode project off your skin fragrance. It has a smooth trail for others, but it's not a loud fragrance. It kind of wears very softly on skin. Mm-hmm. It smells really good to me, though.
Yeah.
Especially, it's on here. It has a really beautiful cedar and sandalwood, and not the spiky, sharp
Right.
cedar. It's very smooth, woody, and very masculine, but soft.
Couple things I want to say. Now that you're gesticulating and you're moving your hands around, I can actually smell it off of you. I know I'm standing only a foot away from you, but I can smell it off of you. Now that I've had the opportunity to play with it a little bit, I see that I just have a hard time subscribing to the fact that it's a completely different note breakdown because there are remnants of the original and the Eau de Parfum in here. So I do still pick up on that incensey note, and I still do pick up on the zestiness of the grapefruit, perhaps a little tart as well. But I do think this is creamier, like you said, more polished, well put together. And
Missing the incense, which I
Yeah.
kind of do like from this. So I wore it to work today. I gave it a full wearing with people around me. I left for work at 8 this morning. No, I'm sorry. I'm lying to you. I left for work at 9, got to work by 10. At around 10:10, I started asking people what they thought. Here's my note list. David, he's the assistant manager of my shoe department. He's 30 years old. He had to come in real close to smell. He said it's very light.
Okay.
Cynthia, she's 31. She loved it. She liked it, and she could smell it from here.
Good.
Lizette, she's 29. She said, it's okay, quote unquote. Lizette don't front. Lizette don't sugarcoat anything. Michael, who's Michael? Michael, yes, he's a stock guy. 29. 26, he said it's too light. Also, he had to come in. Jennifer, she's 26. She says, very nice, but hard to smell.
Oh, wow.
Jesse, 33, said, that one I like. First enthusiastic response. And Gabby, 26, was having a little allergy issues today. I walked by her and she said, Carlos, you're too strong today.
Wow.
Girl, that's what she said. So that's my notes from coworkers.
It's a little bit of everything, though. You know, 2 people said it was too light. 1 person said it was too strong. And the person who said it was too strong had like a sinus thing going on with the allergies. So.
She smelled it, and she said, Carlos, my nose is stuck.
Yeah.
She pointed it out to me. Guys, this costs $120 for 50 and $150 for this size. With tax, this was $163.
Wow.
Do I like it? Yes, I do like it. It smells the best to me, especially up close. But for $150, I think I would have liked a little more projection. I can't say that it's a bad fragrance because it totally is not. It exudes Chanel, it has class, it's wonderfully done, but it's not the Chanel that you've come to know and love.
I also think that for the price point, it's a bit steep. You know, I really enjoy purchasing fragrances within like a $60 to $100 bracket. And then to talk about almost double that much, you know, that's, I don't know, that's a little too much for my blood.
Do I regret it? Me personally, no, because there'll be videos, comparison videos, and top this and top that videos.
And you're going to wear it. At the end of the day, you're going to wear it.
Will it make a top list right at the moment? I don't know. Maybe next year once I get to know it a little better. But at the moment, I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I smelled it. I'm glad we all got to smell it together.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a more laid-back gentleman, if you will. Not that it smells older. Gentleman doesn't necessarily mean older.
So if you have a young consumer and somebody who's really looking for something that's going to be loud and a projection monster, would you still recommend the Eau de Toilette over the Parfum?
I think I would probably refer them to the Eau de Parfum because I hear from
That
you
the Eau
guys
de Parfum
yesterday.
is what the Toilette used to be.
Yes.
Got it.
So I think I would go with that. I get nice performance from the Parfum and I enjoy it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Is it what we were all waiting for? Perhaps not. Is it a dud? Absolutely not. You should definitely go and smell it because only you can tell you what smells good to your nose.
That's right.
Well, that's all we have for you today on the new Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Short and sweet like I always do. I'd love to offer a $10 can as usual. All you have to do is subscribe to Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, subscribe to Redolessence.
Thank you for that.
Like and share this video, then leave one comment down below with what you enjoyed most about this presentation of Bleu de Chanel Parfum, new release 2018. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you haven't been a subscriber, click on that bell icon so you don't miss notifications on new reviews, new content giveaways, buddies, beautiful ladies, and all the fragrant fun always happening here at BFL. Take care, and we'll see you at the next review.
Take care, guys.